Hey, everybody. I do believe this is my first live stream in 2022. So I do believe I can say Happy New Year to everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, man. It is Friday, and I am so glad that it's Friday. I'm ready to have a weekend off of work. Work has just been really, really busy. I get to the point to where I start working past the normal 9 to 5 again for a couple of hours, and then after that, I'm pretty much exhausted. But my show must go on. I'm wanting to continue my Road to 100 series, so that's what we're here to do today. So, couple of announcements. The first one is going to be the pinned comment that you see in the live chat. For those that don't know or haven't seen yet, I recently did a product review of the Predator BK Jump Brake Rush or Brake Jump cue, and I am giving that cue away, just like how I did my other product reviews. But considering the value of the Predator BK Rush Brake Jump cue, I really want that video to hit at least 25,000 views before I get it away. The last two product reviews that I did that I gave away, I didn't wait until they hit their milestones because after about a month of them accumulating views, I went ahead and gave them away. And the second product review fell dramatically short. I don't even think it hit the halfway mark because I think I was asking for 20,000 views on the last product review, and I don't even think it's reached 10,000 yet. And I still gave the queue away. But I'm not going to do it with this one. I'm asking for 25,000. I'm going to wait until it gets to 25,000. So if it gets to 25,000 by tomorrow, for example, then I will be going live in the next couple of days to go ahead and raffle it off. But if it takes 2 or 3 months, then I'm going to wait 2 or 3 months. So all I can do is ask all of y'all when this stream is over to give the video a watch, and then of course share it on your social media sites, because for every share, as long as one other person that you sees it, then it just grows exponentially, and then hopefully just reaches the view count that I'm asking for. So that's the very least of what I can ask for that. Announcement number 2. I am currently sitting at 74,444. Let me refresh. Never mind, it dropped down to 74,443 subscribers. Those that have been following me long enough know that I do subscriber milestone giveaways. And my next subscriber milestone giveaway is at 75,000. So I'm just under 1,000 left to go for that one. And I have a complete poison package that I'm going to be giving away on that one. I think it's a 2x4. It's sitting in my office. So I don't have it with me right now, but I think it's a 2x4 poison hard case. It has one of the Predator jump brake cues, or not Predator, poison jump brake cues in it. I think it's the VX5. Um, that's the silver with a green stripe or green stripe going down it, along with a poison arsenic playing cue. And then I think I threw in a poison glove and then a tube of predator chalk to go along with that. And when I get to 75,000, I have to just figure out what kind of video I want to make to celebrate the 75,000. Is it just going to be like a 75,000 celebration video? Is it going to be a lesson video or what? Like just something. Something's going to go along with it. So I could potentially have two giveaways going on here soon, all depending upon which one happens first or if they happen at the same time. So, of course, all of y'all can also help me with that. So, if you're new to the channel and you're hearing this for the very first time, after you get done watching me make a fool of myself playing straight pool, consider subscribing to the channel. And then, of course, check out my content to maybe further persuade you to possibly subscribe to the channel and follow my content. But then also at least be sure to watch the video that's in the pinned comments, and please share the video to your social media sites, whether that be if you're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Just help me by helping that video get to 25,000 views. That way I can give it away to one of the lucky subscribers, and then of course maybe work on the next product review. Now I will make this statement though: not all product reviews will be giveaways. So for example, I'm sure people are wanting me to do the product review on my Predator tuxedo since I've been playing with it for the vast majority of my or the latter part of my YouTube career. If I were to product review that, I wouldn't be giving that away because it's my cue that I'm going to keep. All the cues that I've been reviewing so far and giving away are extra cues that I have that I don't have a purpose of keeping. So therefore, they can just benefit somebody else. So I at least get the benefit of showing the queue off on my channel, getting a little bit of growth out of the channel, and because of the growth, I give the queue away. So I think it's a fair trade. Someone gets something in return, and then I get to benefit off of that as well. Now, that's all I have for announcements. Let's go down the line. Let's see, who do we have in here? Let's see. I see Old Man Ferguson, Rogers Random, News Nebraska, Rick Ward, Russian Crush Gaming, 5153 Flash. I'm hoping to do better today. Nicholas Fury, Tristan, good to see you, man. Mad Mare K, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Todd Elston, Kyle Priest, Xavier Brown, my buddy Wayne. How's it going, man? Philip Ellison, Ken Ice Salelli, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Joel Barraza, Terrence Levine, Richard Petty, Mike Billiards Fun, 1978 Morrow, Xavier Brown, Tom High, Wayne Burba, good to see you. My buddy Mr. Edit One. Is that Kel or Kel-E? Considering the way that it's spelled, I'm always going to be butchering names, and I do apologize for that. Ryan Poe, Tony Sinclair, Bob Henson, Bob Kemp, John Hill, Chris G, Cue Ball Controls sometimes, and TJ Black. Got a couple of locals in here, so this is awesome. I like to see one of my locals watch me play, or like I said, make a mockery of myself when I play straight pool. So it is Friday. Oh, just like snow. So it's Nicholas Flurry. It would be hopefully the way to pronounce it. But we're here to watch me play some straight pool. Y'all know that I've been trying to do a new show, which I'm just calling the Road to 100. I want to be able to score 100 consecutive points in straight pool without missing, at least 100 consecutive points without missing. And currently, my personal best is 35. I actually have an alternate personal best of 50 because I did that last year for Dr. Dave's Run Your Age Straight Pool Challenge. But I'm not counting that 50 towards this series here. The series is only based on scores that I actually produce live. And so currently that's 35. The last time, and that was during the first time I streamed this new show that I'm doing here, because on my last live stream on the Road to 100, I thought I scored a 27, but I ended up scratching on the 27th point. And even though I think on my stream I put 27, but I'm not supposed to get that point when I knocked in the 27th ball. So I actually only scored a 26. And so a 26 was the best that I did on the last live stream, which does not beat the current personal best of 35. So at the very least, I'm hoping to at least get maybe a 36. 5153 Flash is hopefully predicting a 40. I mean, that's the general idea. Because for this year's Dr. Dave Run Your Age Straight Pool Challenge, I managed to put up a 45. So it is possible. But what I have to make sure that I do is make sure that I incorporate any of my lessons learned. So when I talked about, what did I learn last time? Well, I'm moving the cue ball too much, and that comes from my only excuse for that is coming from being a rotational player. That in rotation, 9 ball, 10 ball, or whatever, I'm using rails a lot to be able to make sure that the cue ball is coming into the line of the next object ball that I want to shoot. And I really shouldn't be doing that, or I shouldn't be doing it as much when I play straight pull. And when I watched my last live stream, even though I already said that as a lesson learned, I saw that I was still doing that. Like it wasn't any different. So really, I didn't apply my lesson learned. So I got to make sure that I try to apply it tonight. I'm gonna be trying a new opening break. It's basically what y'all should have seen in the thumbnail. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that guy. So let's see. Let's hide that user from this channel. So hopefully that'll disappear. Sorry about that. But yeah, so um, I was watching other straight pull videos, and the one that I saw on Facebook was watching Shane Van Boning put up like a 200 and something before he missed. And one of the things that I saw that he was doing was when he would draw the cue ball into the rack, he would actually draw the cue ball all the way to the head rail with enough power for it to come back towards the middle of the table or just come back up into the rack. And that was just something I never considered, considering that I was thinking like, just get the cue ball in the middle of the table. So therefore I would, if I draw into the rack, I only draw with so much power to where it actually hits the rack and then kind of just squats near the center of the table, not thinking about, well, if I just hit it harder, force it down to the other end of the table and force it to come back up. And I actually tried that a couple of times and had some decent results to go along with it. I because I'm doing a thinner cut shot as an opening shot, I do tend to probably miss the opening shot. So y'all get to laugh at me when I do that. And then sometimes the opening shot still doesn't. It'll obviously smash the rack, but the cue ball won't draw to the head rail and then come back towards the bill. It'll draw somewhere else. So those are the things that we're hopefully going to be trying to figure out. And then if I can make sure that I'm keeping my cue ball movement tight, then I'm hoping at least for tonight, uh, even if I don't beat 35, I'm hoping to at least get to the second rack on a more consistent basis than I did last time. Last time I'd score like on an average of like 10 to 12 points before I end up missing, or sometimes I wouldn't even get that far, which can get really, really frustrating. If I'm not playing well for everybody, because one, I don't want to let y'all down as far as putting on a good show, and then of course I don't want to let myself down because I consider myself a decent player. That if that rack is smashed open, I should be able to just run balls. Like if I didn't care about the break ball, then I would just start potting balls like it's nothing, and get down to the last ball and do whatever. Um, John F., my table is an 8-foot table, and if you're wondering about the rest of my equipment, just wait until I switch layouts. Most of the information about stuff that I use is in my is in my layout. I still haven't taken the time to like fix this layout for like some sort of talking to everybody type of thing. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So here's the layout that I was talking about, John. So if you look right below me, you can see where like my Fargo rate has dropped down from a 642 down to a 640. My APA skill level, along with the equipment that I'm using. And if y'all were here on my last live stream, you should notice that the layout is just a tad bit different. You'll notice that I have a current score, a current best, and an average on here now. And I actually built me a program that's going to allow me to keep track of this a whole lot better. And I actually have this set up to where I can show it to you. So here's the program. And I built this myself. It's just really simple. All I have to do is put in the current scores. And so since I'm playing straight pull, the only time I would ever update the score is whenever I'm done with the rack. So when I finish a rack, every rack is worth 14 points. So I'll put in a 14 and hit enter. And then you'll notice that the current score plus the current best ends up updating since we're currently starting at 0. But then if I were to mess up somewhere in the second rack, let's just say that my current score would end up being a 20. So I would do a 20. So there's that. And then I'm going to start over. So I'm going to reset the score. And so hopefully what that should do is the current score goes down to 0. You see that I currently have an average of 20 and I have a current best, which means the best score that I've done for tonight is a 20. And then the record is still 35. So hopefully whenever the current best exceeds 35, then the record will hopefully automatically update as well. Now, the one little caveat about this is like, well, how do I start completely over? Like, you know, if it's a new day, well, all I have to do is just shut the program down, which means it's going to disappear from the screen. And then if I bring the program back up, then hopefully what should happen is you can see that the current best and the average and the current score return to 0. Because those fields, those numbers are actually tied to those numbers are actually just tied to a simple text file. So what my program is doing, it's just updating those text files every time I input new scores. So that way, when the file is updated, my OBS layout is automatically updated. So this will hopefully help me keep track of scores a little bit better. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what we can do for tonight. You have to excuse any crunching sounds you might hear. My throat feels a little itchy today, so I'm kind of chewing on cough drops like candy. So every now and again, I'll have one. But the new opening shot is basically this, the side break. But the only difference is I'm giving myself a slight back cut, which I've already missed this a couple of times in practice, and what I am trying to do is power draw it all the way down here after it hits the rack and then just come back up towards the middle of the table. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, because I know I'm not always putting the opening break ball where it's in the same spot every time. So let's see how this starts out. So I get a bonus ball. But you see what I mean? As the cue ball comes down, like I don't want the cue ball to stay down here, but having it come back up in a spread like this is actually really good. And what I used to do was that I would hit the rack and kind of just get it to just dribble right around here, so the rack would just only barely spread apart. And like I said, after watching Shane Van Boning do his straight pull break, where he literally blasts the rack like that, and I was like, I got to give that a try and see if that's any better. Another thing that I saw was actually a couple of people had commented was that I was picking my break ball a little too soon. So instead, what I'm trying to do now is I'm just going to peck off points, and then once I get towards the end, then I'll start focusing on the break ball. So, and unless I'm doing something complicated, you won't really hear me call any shots. I mean, because this game is played call ball, call pocket. But, you know, if I'm doing an obvious, you know, I'm hitting a ball into a pocket, I'm not going to call it. But if I'm doing a combo or a bank shot or a kick shot or something, then I'm going to call it. So anybody that's new to the stream, I'm just going to make a few attempts at this for like a good hour or so, and then take a break and just kind of chit chat with everybody. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Feel free to make fun of me, whatever makes your day. So right now I actually should be focusing on what my break ball is going to be, and I actually wanted it to be the 11, but I didn't get decent position to be able to peck off another ball. So unless I'm able to develop the 7 or 15 to come out of the rack, it's kind of looking like it's going to be the 1 or the 2. But right now I'm not sure. Like maybe right here, I might be able to develop the 7 into a break ball. But I didn't hit it hard enough. It's just deeper into the rack now. Yeah, so right now it's looking like it might be the 1 ball. I think the 4 ball is too far this way for me to try to break the rack from behind. But I am trying to keep my cue ball movement tight. So really, when I shoot this 2 in, which I didn't pay close enough attention, I want to have some sort of an angle on the 1 like this. That way I can shoot the 1 in, have the cue ball hit the rail, and hopefully smack the rack from the side. But I got a little flat on the 2, so now I have to flare the cue ball a little bit. So keep my cue ball movement tight until I get to the end. But like I said, hopefully if I can adhere to my own advice, then that means I'm going to hopefully get to the 2nd rack more often. So, and that'll be a good thing. But unless I get a good break ball, sometimes these 2nd racks might be or these next racks might be a little short. But we'll see. I make no guarantees. Oh, especially if I miss the rack. If I'd have just caught the 2nd ball, I think I would have been okay. Anybody know any shots from this angle where you can just hit the rack and something's supposed to go in? Like I try to study those from time to time. Because I know some shots from the back of the rack. But let's call the 2 ball cross corner down here. Because normally, at least in a regular straight pool game, I'm playing a safety. See that? I mean, if I wouldn't have scratched, like, that would have been great, but that's how close I could come to that. So that gives us a score of 15. So I have to log that score in, and then I have to reset. So now I should have a current best of 15, and then an average of 15. And then the next time I reset, we'll see what my average is going to be. But hey, at least the first rack I got past, or the first attempt I got past the first rack, so that's off to a good start. So let's see if I can get to the 2nd rack again. So try to do pretty much the same thing if I can. Give myself a little bit of a back cut and just power draw right into the rack. Well, can't do that. think that's the only other downfall that I saw on that. And actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just do another reset because that dramatically affects my average. As you can see, it drops it down to a 7. Anybody remembers grade school? You know, if you get a 0 on anything, that really, really tanks your average. There we go. A couple of bonus balls. All right. Go ahead and come down here and just work on these balls. There's no reason for these balls to stay down here. And we have a special guest. Say hi to Zelda. He might be popping in and out from time to time. He seems to really like the cold concrete floor. That's why he comes in here. But every now and again, a loud sound on the table might startle him. You'll see him just dart right back into the house. All right, so I'm done with this half of the table. All right, so like right now, the 4 ball looks really good as a break ball since I've gotten this far. So now that was one big movement there. So now let's try to tighten the cue ball movement back up. Didn't really like that. Really don't like this. Got to see if I can spin past the 4 without touching it. Which means now I'm really moving my cue ball, and I just don't like that. Ugh. All right, now, so the real problem is, even though I have a shot here, I got to make sure I get that back cut angle on the 4, which is going to involve a lot of cue ball movement, because if I just come down here and get flat on the 4, I don't have a shot. So really, I need to hit this rail, and start coming back up, just so I can start getting that back cut angle, which means I'm possibly flirting with the scratch. Or just flirting with the miss, because I'm so worried about the end result. So kind of like that. Like, I think this might have been decent. Yeah, because I have this angle to where I could have shot the 4 in and then be able to hopefully break out the rack. So that's a 13. So I log my 13 and then do a reset, which hopefully should bring my average up to a 9. So I hope everybody had a pleasant New Year. Did everybody make it to? Did you make it to midnight? All right, let's see here. And like I said, sometimes the cue ball won't draw all the way down to the other end of the table, all depending upon really how where I place that break ball. I actually need to pay closer attention to that live stream that Shane Van Boning did. Just so I can see where the I can't believe I did that. I was trying to get position on the 7, just so I can see like where exactly that break ball is being placed, and how he's starting out. All right. Now that I've done that, let's calm the cue ball movement back down. Let's see here. I did find out that I've influenced some other players to start playing this, which I think is cool. It's always nice to see that I can have a positive effect on people to try out something new, something they've never done before. Tie up. There you go. And of course, they found out real quick that this game isn't as easy as it sounds, because you would think that since you're allowed to shoot at whatever ball you want, like this game should be a piece of cake. And at least for the first rack, I would agree that it kind of is. But then to go on those high ball runs, that's when the game gets a little bit complex. Just want to check something. Yeah, so the 8 ball is good. 8 ball is going to be the break ball. I would really like to use the 4 ball, but that means I have to take a harder shot. I'd like to use the 4 ball to set up for the break ball. All right, whatever. Some of y'all might be thinking, well, what was hard about that shot that I did? Well, every shot is actually hard when you're performing in front of, how many people are in there? Maybe, am I past 50? Yeah, I've got 88 people watching me. So like every shot is a hard shot. Man, I'm pretty flat on this ball. I guess. Goodbye. I don't know if the microphone can picked up the cat meowing, but that was a little bit distracting. So that's an 11. So much for that. Which gives me an average of what? Keeps my average at 9. And now I can just hear the cat meowing in the background. And it's not like I can close the door either, because then he'll come sit at the door and meow really loudly, which can get annoying. All right, let's try this again. All right, that's pretty good. I wish y'all could hear the cat. I don't know if you can or not. This is going to be a problem. Yeah, I think it's even too far ahead for me to carom another ball off it. 'Cause if I do, I think the ball will go right into the point. Like right here, if I try to carom the 15 off of the 11, will it go into the side or will it hit the point? But I'm certainly going to try it. There we go. Because that at least helps keep the rack alive. And right now it's looking like maybe my 6 ball might be the break ball. Let's see here. Well, that was no bueno. I was hoping to not touch the 10 ball. Actually, I should have just came back and got position on this guy because I wanted this guy to be the ball that sets me up for the 6. That's the only other problem. All right, so let's try to bank the 12. As I mess up my 6. So that doesn't really help all that much. Now I'm just trying to hold on for dear life and get through this rack. And that way I can say I at least got through the rack. 8 ball. All right. So like I said, I can at least say I got through the rack. So let's see what kind of shot I have to potentially go on. All right, so it looks like a shot is there. I can make the 7, I think. And it looks like my cue ball will glance right into the 1 ball, which means a couple of balls out of here ought to be pushed out. My only issue is where is my cue ball going? Especially if I miss the shot. That would have been good. That would have been good. All right, so that's at least another 15. Got to the second rack again. So we're getting some improvement, back up to 10 for an average. Make a couple more attempts, and then we'll take a break. So it's kind of good that for me to at least get through that rack with that bank shot, but then it's also kind of bad that I have to do that as well, right? It's like if you're making one amazing shot after another that are basically hard shots, well, I mean, I shouldn't be making hard shots if I'm actually playing quote unquote decent. All right. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that helps turn the 1 ball into a decent break ball. But I need to start working on these. That was terrible position. My gut instinct was to just go ahead and play 2 rails and come out for the 15, but I'm thinking the 8 ball's right here. Keep your cue ball movement small. And now I'm risking moving my 1 ball if I shoot the 8. But I don't have much of a choice. Unless I want to take a harder shot. And there really isn't a harder shot. So I should have paid more attention. Try to skim past the 1. Oh, and that's what I get. That's exactly what I get. So 3, 6, 7, 8. So that's a 7. I deserved that. That should bring my average down a little. Nope, stays a 10. And there's the example of worrying about the end result instead of worrying about the task at hand, which was just to pocket the 8 ball so I can continue shooting. That's another thing that I still need to work on. It's always important. It's always more important to make the current ball so that way you're still at the table. Whoops. All right, so that's decent. Got a couple of hangers that I can recover because I don't really want my cue ball down here. I want it more like in here. After it comes down, it comes back up. But I've got a couple of hangers that I can work with now. That wasn't very smart. Okay, let's work on those two balls that are down there. Then we'll come back up. Hello again. Fancy seeing you here. All right, actually, I need to make sure that these balls are able to be shot at. And they are, I think, as long as I don't get too out of line on my position. Why'd you have to drift so far up? All right. Like I said, at the very least, I want to be able to do that more often. At the very least. As well as be able to beat 35 if I can keep this going. In just a second, I'm gonna grab another cough drop. All right, let's see. What are we dealing with here? Looks like I might be able to slide into the second row. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So, new personal best, 16. All right, let's see. That might not have been a good idea. I was trying to get position for the 7-1 combo. Let's see here. I got a little flat on the 2, which means I have to punch it just to get shape on something, unless I'm going to play a rail first shot, which I'm not sure yet. And I have a cat that's trying to explore things. And of course, he just takes off if I come near him. Just don't want him to knock over anything. All right, let's see. I am pretty flat on this 2 ball. All right, so the 1 ball at least passes all the way down there, so I guess maybe we'll try that. Nope, hit it too full. Okay, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So new current best. So yeah, and then we'll just do a reset. And that gives me an average of 11. So now let's take a break. All right, so what's everybody think? So far, so good. Let's see. I've got, out of all of that, I made it to the second rack 3 times so far. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 out of 7. Where I made it to the second rack, because that's counting that 0, which hurt a lot. All right, let's see. What do we got here? I'm gonna scroll up a little bit. Did I mess up on a score somewhere, Wayne? Because I see that you're saying that I got a 14 somewhere. So is one of my 15s supposed to be a 14? Did I make? I honestly don't remember if I made the ball and scratched. Five one five. You heard the cat and you thought someone said goodbye. Well, that was me that said goodbye when the cat was leaving. All right, looks like everybody's just kind of chit-chatting amongst themselves. Ooh, let's see here. Mike Billiards, Fun 1978 Marl. Thank you so much for the $2. Is that, I believe that's either a super sticker or a super chat. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so like I said, everybody's just kind of chatting amongst themselves. I don't really see any questions. So how was everybody's like I said, how was everybody's New Year? You know, I went to my local pool hall, played in a blind draw Scotch Devils. Didn't didn't do very well because they split us apart by APA to where I think it was like 4s and belows or we're in one group and 5s and above were in the other group, and then they would pair the lows with the highs and stuff. And then me and my partner that I got paired up with, we just ended up going 2 and out. So there was nothing really I could do about that. But it was still fun. It was still fun. Cue ball control sometimes. Do I find that commentating affects my shooting? For the better or worse, I would probably have to say that it's actually for the worst. But considering that I don't have like any kind of background buzz music that wouldn't have like a copyright strike or something, I don't want the live stream to have too much dead air. So every now and again, I feel like I have there has to be the need for me to just to say something to possibly like what am I thinking about or whatever, because I can say there are times to where if I just shut up and shoot, I can probably focus a little bit better and just not worry about anything. But the more times I do this, I do think the easier it actually gets to where I can constantly talk while I'm playing and not really have to worry about anything. um, Muhammad Sankari, he's one of my followers from the land down under, from Australia. You're saying for the back cut shots, you saw a snooker instructor say that walking around looking at the angle makes all the difference. Are you talking about before I shoot it to be able to break the rack open? Kevin Hullick, you're asking me, am I a professional pool player or do I have a day job? I am a professional software developer. So the answer is I have a day job. Hi, Zelda. I just been playing pool for about going on 23 years now because I'm actually 24 years now because I started playing pool when I was 17, and I just recently turned 41. And it was about a little over 2 years ago when I started my YouTube channel with the intentions of being able to do like instructional pool videos. Because since I've been an APA captain for the past 3 or 4 years, and I used to also be a part-time college adjunct instructor because I used to teach computer programming classes. Yeah, and based on comments that I get on my YouTube videos and stuff, I have a I feel like I have a pretty good knack for doing like instructional type materials, and so my videos pretty much speak for themselves. To where people will say like they've watched other YouTubers try to explain the same thing, but they don't seem to understand the way that they're explaining it, but they seem to understand it better the way that I do, the way that I explain things. So that's why if you look at the information right below me, you'll see that I'm a Fargo rating of 640 with an APA skill level of a 7 in 8 ball and 9 in 9 ball. And holy cow, I have Tony, the silent assassin Robles, in my live chat. How's it going? I really do appreciate you stopping by and revealing yourself in the live chat. This is awesome. Says you'll get there, Chris. 14-1 is the best game in his opinion, and takes time to learn all the intricacies and keep up the great work. That's what I plan on doing. I am super thrilled that you stopped in, Tony. He actually, my very first jump instructional video, I have a pinned comment from Tony Robles because he really also liked the way that I broke down like all the mechanics of the grip, the bridge hand, the way your feet should be placed, how high to elevate, and to do all this other kind of stuff. And so that is super cool to have a professional pool player come into my live stream here and basically compliment and obviously influence me for that as well. So that's what I'm working on. I'm more of a rotational player myself. So like I said, trying to make sure that I keep that cue ball tight so that way I can get to those subsequent racks and stuff. And I'll eventually get there. I'll eventually figure it out. When I when I was doing my 9 ball, Bang Time Pool's 9 ball format, trying to score between 81 through 99, I broke so many 9 ball ghost racks that I eventually figured out how to predict where all 9 balls will go with the type of break that I like to do. And I've got a video that it basically explains that if you take a 9 ball magic rack and break a certain way, you'll have a high predictability of knowing where every ball will go, which is basically 8 of them, right? Because the wing ball is the one that's going to go. So there is always going to go. Most of the time is going to go. So there's only going to be 8 balls left on the table. But you'll know where all the balls are, or you'll have a good idea of where all the remaining 8 balls will be on the table. Sometimes you'll actually get to drop more because of predictable paths and stuff. And so I was able to finally achieve the goal of scoring an 81, which doesn't include breaking and running every rack, because the racks were excuse me, the racks were worth 9 points if I took ball in hand and 11 points if I didn't take ball in hand. And I had a lot of 11s, but I had some 2s in there as well. But I had enough 11s to pad everything back up to where I finally hit 81. And I've actually had a couple of people request for me to do that show again to try to get higher than an 81. So I might eventually mix that back in. But if I apply the same type of studying and the due diligence that I did to that show into this show, then yeah, I think I'll eventually hit the 100. Hopefully, it just won't take as long as as I did for the 81 through 99. Tony, I really do appreciate that, brother. He says, I have a great knack for teaching, and I'm also a hell of a pool player, and not everyone can do both. I really, really do appreciate that, man. That is awesome. So, Tony, are you gonna I know you have a YouTube channel as well, and you've got a few videos on your channel. Are you gonna maybe start posting some more stuff? Because I can certainly help promote your stuff for sure. Let's see, Waylon, you said my videos are awesome. I really do appreciate that. I explain all the fundamentals in depth, and it really does help a lot of pool players. You're wanting to know, can I do another video on how to just pocket balls and aim? So I actually have a video like that in mind because I've already done the ghost ball video. And I've been thinking about in the back of my mind to do like not necessarily another rendition of ghost ball, but to basically break down the entire pre-shot routine of using ghost ball as kind of a lesson. I'm still kind of working on how that would actually look. So I don't know. I don't know when I might be able to post something like that. Oh, Kelly, you're the only woman in 2 men's pool leagues or straight pool leagues. That's cool. Best men in the villages. You can't believe that they let you play with them. Why not? This isn't an all guys game. Oh, and you won your first game 100-84. That's freaking awesome. YDM669. That is my buddy Eves from Canada. Thank you so much for the 666 super chat. I really do appreciate that, brother. We got Chuck from Backyard Billiards. How's it going, man? Kevin Hulick, who has the high run of 267 balls in straight pool? Let's see here. Ryan Rep, you are not wrong. Sheriff Very is a good buddy, online buddy of mine. His YouTube videos are super awesome as well. He actually gets to do YouTube full time, and I think he said it was his brother, or he has a helper that helps with the cameras and stuff and the angles that he's able to post and stuff. So he has to be able to put content on a regular basis because that's how he makes his living. Mine is more of a hobby. So I only put out content when I can. Sometimes I try to adhere to at least once a week if I can, but then sometimes it branches out to where like I might get a video out once every 2 weeks or whatever. Oh, Tony's the one with the high 267. Holy cow. Like, I don't know if I would ever get to that because then I would start to wonder the patience. Like even if I start averaging like 30, 40, or even 50, just the patience of being able to get to 60, 70, 80. And once I get to 100, the patience beyond that to be able to just keep going and going and going and going. And especially for John Schmidt's 626, like, golly, I can only imagine. How many racks is that? Let's see. 626 divided by 14. That's almost 45 racks. close to, actually it is 45. I think he was on 45 racks. I can't imagine the patience that it takes to be able to do something like that. That is just ridiculous. All right. I think I'm cooled off a bit. Let's go try this some more. And again, I just want to give a shout out to Tony, the Silent Assassin Robles, for stopping into my live stream. I really, really do appreciate that. And like I said, he has a YouTube channel, so be sure to go and check that out. Maybe we can start influencing him to post more content. Heck, he can even post some straight pull runs. I think that would be awesome. Oh, thank you. that was going to be a scratch. But I didn't really end up with a decent shot. All right, decent recovery. Thinking about that 4-ball, like I want to get down there as soon as possible. Do I want to get position on the 2 from the 10, then play the 13, or do I want to try to get perfect on the 13, and then I got to eventually figure out what to do with this? I'm already eyeballing the 1-ball as a break ball. Like I might just turn this into a combo. Man, just not sure. Like that was really dangerous because I really could have gotten bad on that. All right. I think I got no choice but to go ahead and try to clean up this combo. Oh, that stinks. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so maybe the 10-ball then? Can hopefully use the 7-ball to set up for it. Don't worry, my cat's not my cat's not distracting me at all. If y'all can't hear him meowing. All right, so when I play this, I have to let the cue ball float forward. But I would have liked to have gotten flatter on this 7, that's for sure. So that way I have that back cut angle. All right. All right, this looks like it's a draw shot. No, maybe I can follow it and clip the 1 and the 5, I think. Oh, but I gotta make the break ball. Come on. Like, that was good, right? Do I have a shot? I have a shot at the 5, but I gotta make the break ball. Reset. I didn't even hit it all that hard, and it ended up bobbling in the pocket. Now, those have been following me long enough. Like I said, I keep talking about this, but it hasn't happened, and I want it to happen here soon. And that's for my table to get refelted so I can get my pockets shimmed. Man, I really thought I hit that good. Stay up, 6. Okay, let's see here. As long as I can keep making it to the second rack on a consistent basis, then hopefully eventually I start building a good run. I didn't really want this angle. Gosh, same thing. Need to pay closer attention to the break ball here. So I think I got the angle I needed. But like I said, it's very satisfying to at least get to the next rack. Not like the last stream that I did. Okay, so if I have an angle, let's see what it looks like from over there. Ooh, let's see. This might be a stun angle into the second row, because if I stun into the third row, my cue ball is going to basically stop. I got to be careful here. And again, I don't make the freaking break ball. Do I have a shot? I don't think I had a shot. Maybe I can make the 1 or the 4. But gee whiz, I gotta make the break ball. And I'm certainly not trying to force the ball in. Whoops. This is what I don't want to happen, is for my cue ball to get stuck down here. But as long as I can recover like that, then we should be okay. Has anybody been watching? I saw someone ask Tony if he was at Turning Stone. Has anybody been watching it? I think it's Upstate Al. He's the one that's live streaming it on Facebook. What I was afraid of. I didn't want to shoot my 8-ball because that was my break ball, but I couldn't run into any of this stuff. What is that? Golly. 5, 7. Yuck. Am I averaging 12 so far? This might bring it down a little bit. Yeah, down to an 11. So I just realized I need to add to my program a counter. Like my program is showing me a list, so I can manually count the list of scores that I have, but I need to add to my program to just display to me the number of racks that I've played. Oh crap, there's another 0. All right, so I think I know what's causing that. And that's whenever I put the break ball a little too far in the back. So here comes a pretty big tank to my score. Oh, it just drops it by a point. Never mind. So let's make sure we stay higher on the rack then. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, that's a little better. Think. Oh, I thought I missed that. I thought I missed that. Not really liking any of my break ball options right now. It might be the 5 ball. Gotta think about this one. I don't think I got it. I don't think I got it. Whew. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm too flat. If I had more of a back cut angle, then I might be able to try to draw it into the rack, but I'm not going to try to stun this so hard and go straight into the rack like that because my cue ball will pretty much die. Now, I might be able to come deep into this pocket, 2 rails, and then hopefully hit the rack from here and have an opportunity. So I think that's what I'm going to try. Oh, and I missed the rack altogether. Maybe I shouldn't have put any side spin. Okay, so 10 ball right here. Come on, cue ball, help me out. Oh, sooner or later. So that is a 15 though, because I did make the break ball. All right, so let's change things up a bit. Done that side break for a while now. Let's go to this one. We've been fairly decent on keeping the cue ball tight, which is what we want. As you can see, that's a pretty good way to start the rack as well. It's something I picked up from one of Dr. Dave's video. Actually, it's in his Run Your Age straight pull challenge, where he basically teaches that as an opening break shot. So you can see how effective it actually is. That didn't work. All the balls are frozen, but I'm not going to do that. I can basically do a push shot and kind of spin throw the 14 ball in, but I'll try to do this instead. Yeah, I thought so. I let that roll just a little too far. Come on. All right, whatever. Really not quite what I had in mind. Let's see. 13 goes here, which I can get position off of the 14. So I guess I'll try that. All right, I think that works. Let's see what kind of break do I do here. Do I follow or do I draw? Because that's really the biggest thing that I'm trying to make sure I learn and understand, like when I'm going to break the rack apart. You see, like this, I feel like if I try to follow this one, I'm going to scratch. But I am worried about if I try to draw it, then I'm just going to stick right to the rack. So I think this is going to be this will be one that I try to power draw it back here if I can, without risking the shot, of course. So that worked out. Oh, did y'all hear that? Holy cow, that was scary. Okay, that was a little scary. Could have just ended the run right there. Two ball. It's supposed to be a stop shot. I don't know why I drew back. Well, I know why I drew back because I didn't hit it good. Let's see here. What to do? What to do? That was dumb. That was really dumb. Okay. I wasn't supposed to touch that ball because that was my break ball. And I thought I'd get over here for like the 7 or the 9. Let's see. Maybe I can push my break ball back out. Push it back out. Ugh. I don't think I pushed it out far enough. Nope, I did. Okay. All right. We got to the third rack. So first time getting to the third rack. So that beats the last live stream where I got 26. Okay, how do I hit this one? Do I just blast into it like a stun? Because I'm going to hit that second row instantly. I think that's right. If I just blast into it with stun. All right. Keep it simple, stupid. That's all you got to do is keep it simple. I'd almost love to see if anybody's screaming at me in the live chat, not that ball! All right, that was a bit risky. Let's see if I can make sure it's worth it. To be honest there, that I really did not think that's where I would end up, but whatever. As long as I'm still shooting. Woo. Like I said, every shot right now is becoming a hard shot. I'm pretty sure I already topped my personal best. Or, yeah, current record. So right now, every shot is freaking hard to me. Yeah, I don't want to take the 3-ball. I think the 3-ball is perfect. Oh, 14. Why don't you pass the 3? Oh, come on. There is no excuse for that. None. So what is that? 28, 30, 32, 34, 37. We have a new personal best for the series. By 2. Aha! What is it? That only brings my average up to 12. That's ridiculous. All right, let's make one more attempt since I did finally beat my personal best for the series, and then we'll take another break. So I'm super happy about that. Baby steps, baby steps. There's no reason why I should have missed that freaking cut shot, though. Golly, I should be in the 40s. I should definitely be in the 40s. That's a little saddening. That's a little saddening. I should definitely be in the 40s. But we'll take the new PR. We'll take the new PR. Yuck. Like, seriously? Whoops. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Do I want to shoot this one or this one or this one? Man. Actually, I'll follow up pretty far for that. I'm going to do that. All right. Oh, way too hard. Gee whiz, that's going to be a hard back cut. But we'll take it. Like I said, as long as we're making it to the second rack, we'll take it. Woo! All right. How in the world do I hit this rack? I won't even make the 10 ball. Man, that's a steep cut. Let's see here. Oh, it still went. Never mind, it still went, so it counts. Okay. Lucky ball, but I'll take it. I don't really have a decent shot. All right, calm down. I got a lucky ball. Let's see here. Man, I get a lucky ball and I don't really have a decent shot. That stinks. Yep. Ah. All right. So, 16. Let's take a break on that note. All right. So, we have a new personal best of 37. Woo! Okay. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got going so far? I think we might be having a question of what happens if the cue ball is in the rack. Yeah, there's a bunch of scenarios. It's something to do with like if the cue ball is in the rack, then I can put it anywhere behind the head string, as long as the object ball is not in the rack. If the object ball is in the rack but the cue ball is not, then the object ball will go to the head spot and the cue ball will stay where it's at. If the object ball is if the 15th ball is pocketed on the next to last shot before the rack ends, like you make the 14th ball and the 15th ball, then you just rack all 15 balls. And the cue ball stays where it's at, unless of course it's in the rack, then it goes behind the head string. Then there's like if the cue ball and the object ball are both in the rack, then I think the cue ball goes to the head spot and the object ball goes to the center spot or something like that. I should know these rules since I'm trying to do this. But I mean, I always have to look them up every time I do this. But you would think most of the time scenarios like that should not pop up. And you're not wrong, Craig. That last miss. Like I also had the 12 ball in the side pocket, but I figured that even though the 3 ball was a farther away shot, it just wasn't as steep of a cut as the 12 ball. But the 12 ball was certainly a doable shot that I could have done as well. But like I said, I'm happy that I at least got a new personal best. Let's see, how long have I been live streaming? Only 2 hours. So I might have another hour or so left in me before I get too exhausted. But we'll see. We will see. So, but already this is a better live stream than the last one. So this is good. This is good. Whew, let's see here. Oh, holy cow, I have over 100 of y'all in here. Thank you so much. And what has or no, never mind. Okay, I was looking at my chat revenue and I forgot I had one super chat and one super sticker. And I was thinking to myself, did I miss a super somewhere? Couldn't remember. Saya Sasamaya. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Have you ever played 8 ball on a snooker table? Well, I've only seen a real snooker table once, and that was when I was in London watching the Moscone Cup. I actually got to see a 6 by 12 snooker table, and it's humongous. Oh my gosh! But I didn't get a chance to play 8 ball on it. I wouldn't imagine trying to play 8 ball on a snooker table. But I did at least. There were snooker balls on them, so I at least try to just bang a couple of balls around. Trying to like shoot the cue ball from one end of the table at a red that's at the other end of the table, just seeing that long freaking distance just to see if I can pot a ball. I was at least able to pot a ball or two on there, and then I also got to see the 6 foot English tables where they just have like yellows and reds, and then the and then the 8 ball and stuff. So it was really interesting. CST, you're wanting to know the tip size. I have a 12.9 Revo with a Victory Soft. The Victory Soft is what comes on the Revo, so that's pretty much what I shoot with right now. Let's see. Cue ball control sometimes. Have you seen anything that is a good rating for play? Missing by a diamond versus rattling a corner pocket are both misses that should not be rated equal. I mean, I guess it just depends on how you look at it, right? I mean, pool's not horseshoes, right? So you can clearly argue that since if you bobbled the pocket, that your accuracy was better than if you missed by a diamond. But again, we're not playing horseshoes, so I mean, technically speaking, a miss is a miss. But if you want to break it down further than that, then you can basically look at it like this. But in the grand scheme of how the game is played, your opponent's not going to care whether you bobbled the pocket or missed by a diamond because they're going to come up and shoot like that. That would probably be the only way I would know how to look at that. 5153, you predicted a 37. I thought you said a 40. I could have sworn you said a 40, which I'm not done. I might be able to hit 40, maybe. John Hill, you're saying I only have 19 likes. I see 70, which is super appreciative. Super appreciated. Maxim, you play on a straight pool league. Just tried this practice method for the first time today. I made the beginning. I made the beginning break ball twice. Twice out of how many attempts? Right? Because right now I have one, two. I've got 2 attempts so far out of all my attempts where I missed the break ball. You said 37, and then you said at first, let's see, a 40. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, we're not done. We're not done. But like I said, I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I mean, besides, like there's been a couple of times where I might not have a decent break ball or whatever, but when I get to the second rack, by me getting to the second rack, my cue ball movement seems to be a little bit tighter. So I'm trying to pick easier patterns, and I am trying to make sure that I start worrying about my break ball later on in the like once I pass the halfway mark of the rack, then I start to identify my break ball and then try to start maneuvering around that. Chris Heenan, you're wanting to know how long I've been playing pool? 24 years. I'm 41 years old, and I started playing when I was 17. Whew. Surprisingly enough, about how cold it is right now in Texas, it was actually really cold in my garage when I first came out here. So I actually had my mini split on heat just to warm it up. And then it got warm in here, so I turned it off, thinking that the cold weather outside would start cooling the garage back up. And right now I'm at a really decent room temperature, but still at a point to where I'm close to breaking a sweat. And if anybody's wondering about these gym mats, this is the one thing that I do not like about the gym mats. is that they do tend to come apart. I'm pretty close to wanting to purchase floor mat tape, double-sided floor mat tape. My only concern that I have with the floor mat tape is that I've read that once I put this stuff on, when I take it off, it might ruin the stain that I have on the concrete, which might not be that bad, considering that it'll probably be a while, a good while, before I would ever even consider taking these mats off. But when these mats start to separate, my OCD kicks in. It's like, oh, this is so irritating to look at. Thomas Gilliam, you said you tried the easiest 9-ball rack and it did not go to plan yesterday. Do you mean the easiest 9-ball rack pattern that I have on my YouTube channel? Because if you're using a template rack and you break the way that I've instructed before about knowing where all 9 balls are going to go, you can actually obviously rack the balls a certain way to where you can put the 1, 2, and the 3 ball at the foot end of the table, and what is it? The 5 ball will be near the side pocket, and then the 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be all at the foot end of the table. So that way your cue ball movements are actually really small and easier to control. Craig, you're wanting to know how many hours of 14-1 have I played overall? Guesstimate. I mean, I only started the show a couple of weeks ago, but then if you include at least like practice time, like I said, because every now and again, like when I'm working, if I want to take a break from work, I'll come in here and shoot a couple of racks for like 30 minutes or something. So if you add all that up, I think I'm probably sitting at about, at least for the series, I probably have invested. Let's see. I've done 3 live streams so far. We'll say each live stream averages about 3 hours. So that's 9 hours right there. But then include all the practice time and everything else. So I'm probably invested into the show right now for about 12 hours of of like active straight pull play. Because I haven't really played straight pull since I was like in my 20s and stuff. Because nobody around here really plays it. Hey, 5153 Flash, you have yourself a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. Brandon Shamo, you're asking, is the SP tuxedo the Q in my logo? It is. I had one of the designers from Fast and Loose Design make that logo for me, and it was just after I had purchased the tuxedo Q. But yeah, that Q is what's in my logo. I'm not sure how it looks, like probably on like a mobile device or whatever right now. But if you actually looked at it on a monitor, I don't know how well the details and stuff would be, because I still try to make sure that that everything is legible and so that you can read it. E. McIntosh. You always enjoy watching me, and I'm a great player and instructor. Thank you so much. You're an 8 in 8 ball. And wait, you're an 8. What? Are you a? Did you forget to put your skill number in there? You're saying I'm a 8 ball and 9 ball player, so, or maybe you're just saying you're an 8 ball and 9. So in other words, you don't play straight pull. Okay, never mind. I thought you were saying your APA skill level. So this is all new to you, but you're learning something new. So thanks. Yes, I mean, give this a try. Like, you learn rather quickly that how one game will benefit other games. So like in straight pull, you're obviously the most common thing that you'll do like in an actual match is playing combos, breaking out clutters, and then learning how to read them to where you can send the cue ball into the clutter and you'll do like a 6 or 7 ball combination and you'll know that a ball goes in. So you like translate stuff like that into your 8 ball game where you kind of have to do the same thing. But then like, if you're an 8 ball player, and you've never played 9-ball, then sometimes as an 8-ball player, you might be what I would consider to be a zone player, to where like you'll play a ball and you want the cue ball to land in a specific zone, so that way you have like 2 or 3 options of what ball you're going to shoot at next. And then when you get over there, you'll actually look and see like, well, I'm going to choose this ball and then move to the next zone. But after you practice 9-ball, you don't really do that anymore. You're like, the way you play 9-ball almost translates into the way that you play 8-ball, to where you're not going to play for zones. You know you're going to play this ball first, this ball second, this ball third. Not necessarily in numerical order like you would in 9-ball, but your pattern play starts to become that. One pocket that I see in here, or even bank pool, is the same thing. You start, really start to incorporate your banks into your game. You start coming up with a bunch of, funky like 2-rail banks, 3-rail banks, and then your basic 1-rail banks. Like every game benefits into another game if you actually practice it long enough. Hey, Nishan, thanks so much for being here, man. You have yourself a good night. Nishan's actually one of my coworkers. Like I said, it's always cool to see when I have some of my locals in here checking my stream out. This is awesome. Lunar Rhyme, you want to see the Air 2? Let's see here. Like, is this what you're asking? Like, I mean, are you wanting to just see the logo, or like, this is probably at least the best that I can do. So here's where the third piece breaks off. I don't have the Air 2 that has the sports wrap. I kind of actually wish that I did, but this still gets the job done to be able to do jump shots. So phenolic tip. Hope that satisfies what you were asking for. Wayne Berber, you're asking me if am I going to do one pocket or bank pool next? I don't know. I don't know what the next show is going to be. I got to see how long it takes me to get through this show, and then we'll see. Like the thing that's kind of in the back of my mind right now is maybe a snooker show, because I have 2 1/4 Aramith snooker balls that I can, I have to mark where all the non-reds would go and stuff, and I can try to work on a 147 show. Like that's kind of in the back of my mind as possibly doing. Oh, you were one. Okay, Lunar. So you were wanting one, and you want to know how I like it. I mean, I have 2 of them. That's how much I like them. I have the gold, because I had the gold originally. Because the gold was paired with my Sean that I used to shoot with, and my BK3 that was paired with my Sean. But once I upgraded to Revo, and then I got the BK Rush, which is blue. I also got a Air 2 red to contrast against the blue BK Rush to go with my Predator Black. Because the Predator Black 4.5 is the cue that I actively shoot with. And here, I'll be right back. Let me go get it. So I don't know if the live stream just got real staticky or not, if I went out of range. So hopefully everybody, yeah, you can still hear me. So please don't take this as like me flexing or anything. But, some people want to know. But this is what I actively shoot with, like when I go to my leagues and my tournaments. This is the Predator Black 4.5. But when I was helping Nate from the Cue It Up network with his virtual tournaments that he was running back in the day, and when I saw that he was raffling one of these off, I tried to win the raffle, but since I didn't, I had to buy it. Like when the tuxedo first came out, like I was just like, holy crap, that is a beautiful looking cue. I like how simple it looks, and I just like all of the color coordinations as you go from white to black to white to black to white to, this isn't really black. This is, to me, this is more like a dark gray. And so that would be like my really only nitpick about the Revo. And you probably can't see it on stream because I don't think I have the lighting in here enough, but the Revo shaft is more of a grayish, dark grayish kind of color versus the black that's actually on the forearm. So it's not as color coordinated as I would like it to be, but when you're in a pool hall and it's dark, you can't really tell the difference. And then there's my cat. And then but then when I got the BK Rush, and it's got the blue sports wrap and stuff to go with it, that's when I picked up the red Air 2. So this is no different than the gold Air 2, but this one's just red. That's really the only difference. And so when I got these, I had to think to myself, well, do I want to start shooting with the tuxedo when I go out in public or not? I said, no, I'll just keep it at home and just start using it in my YouTube videos and stuff. And then the gold joined the YouTube stream along with my BK3. So if you watch any of my YouTube videos where I'm breaking a 9-ball rack or whatever, because then I have the BK3 with the matching gold Air 2. Because I'm a kind of person that I like my stuff to match. So that's why I did all of this. So I also fall victim to just liking nice stuff. But there's a couple of videos that I have out there where I explain the transition of because I quit playing pool for like a good 3 or 4 years, but when I came back and bought a Sean, the BK3, and the Gold Air 2. Then I eventually retired them and picked up some Vikings because I had a sentimental story about the Vikings that I got rid of when I quit, but now I got them back. They're not the exact ones that I got rid of, but they're pretty close. Until I eventually wanted to try carbon fiber and ended up settling on the Revo, knowing that if I was going to have like this dark color looking shaft, I wanted to make sure that the butt of the cue was also some sort of dark color as well to have that color coordination. Cue ball control. Sometimes you want to know if I have a teaching night for my teammates or just what comes up on league night. We practice weekly, every Tuesday. There have been times where I've had people ask me if I would live stream when we practice. I've thought about it. I've asked my teammates about it. So me and 1, 2, I think 3, almost 4, soon to be 4, me and 4 other teammates, we have tables in our home. So we rotate every week, like who's going to host practice. And so when I'm hosting, there may or may not be a time where I turn on and do a live stream. The only problem is that you probably won't be able to hear anybody talk because I have to have this microphone here. Because if you were here during my last live stream where I showed you what the webcam microphones sound like, because I'm in my garage, it'll be so echoey, so loud, like you probably wouldn't be able to determine what words we're saying or whatever. But I have to eventually figure that out. That might be something that I might do because when we do practice, like the way the night usually goes is like everybody kind of just plays each other one-on-one. Winner stays on the table, and then when everybody's at least had a turn, then I might go through like a lesson. Like I might go through a banking lesson or a playing position lesson, or just go through some sort of mechanic like how to draw the ball or whatever. And when I go through the lesson, then I have each of the members that attended that practice night try to execute whatever it is that I taught. And so they'll do it over and over again until they obviously get it, and then they hopefully understand it. Then the next teammate will come up and do it again, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's usually been the way we used to practice, because when we first started, practice was just practice. Like we would just get together and just play, and that was it. And then eventually some of the teammates basically told me they don't feel like they're getting anything out of it. And so that's when I started coming up with, well, then I'll make sure that I teach something during the lesson. But now, what I'm doing right now, because a lot of my players have gone up like I've got some skill level 5s, some skill level 6s, and skill level 7s. Since they're starting to go up, what I've been doing is I'll actually instruct some of them, or ask, I shouldn't say instruct, ask some of them to watch one of my pool lesson videos that I've done, to study it, right? Because they're going to teach what they watched to the rest of the team. And the reason for doing that is so that they can start getting comfortable coaching during a timeout. So because like my teams so far have gotten so big now that there's 3 of them. I have 2 8-ball teams and 1 9-ball team. Now I'm only I'm only on 1 8-ball team. I only captain 1. And like I said, since I've got high enough skill level players that started from the bottom and have worked their way up, I have another teammate that captains my 9-ball team and another teammate that captains the other 8-ball team. And so since the teams that we're building are growing and expanding, I can't be the only resource of information. So I basically start teaching my higher skill level players how to coach, how to teach. So that way, if I'm ever not there, there's hopefully someone there that can instruct, as close to as possible as I can. And so that's pretty much like how we've been able to do things. Turn up the exposure on the ring light. That would be a negative because it only has so much light. It's because it's not really a big ring light. But what I can try to do is this. I can try to do that. That's just the exposure on the camera. So like if I go stand in front of the camera now, as I scare the crap out of the cat, is this better? Because it obviously only applies when I'm here. But like are the balls more visible? What are you doing? Come here. No. Hang on a second, guys. Let me see if I can get a million views by showing a cat. Come here. Oh my goodness. You want to say hi to a bunch of people? Hmm? Here he is. This is Zelda. Say hi. Oh, you don't like this, do you? All right. Go on. Oh, the cues were shadowed when I held them up. Okay, well, I can certainly try to show them off again. Let's see if they look better in this lighting. So, does this look better? Are you able to see the inlays and stuff better? Like I said, this is the Predator Black 4.5. This is the one that I decided to buy when I wanted to try carbon fiber. Let's see. And then I don't know if there's not really much to show about the tuxedo cue. Get my hands out of the way of the Predator logo, but hopefully this is visible more. And of course the BK Rush with the sports wrap. And I very much like the sports wrap. So we'll leave you. I'll try to make sure that the exposure for the camera stays like that. Obviously it's going to stay like this for the remainder of the stream, but I'll try to remember to have it this high for future streams. Show the cat making more balls than me. I want to get one of these moments where the cat comes in here and like jumps on the table and like knocks a ball in for me or whatever. I've seen plenty of videos where that happens. And yeah, Brandon, that Zelda's a big cat. All right. Let's go ahead and do some more racks. I seem to have had better luck with this break. Oh, crap. So there's a 0. I jinxed myself when I said that. So that'll obviously hurt my average. Go from a 13 down to a 12. Now the cat can't decide if it wants to come in here. What are you staring at me for? Hmm? You want to come in here? Come in here. Don't just stand there. All right, let's try not to do that again. Golly. There we go. Not a really decent break. Hmm. Didn't really want to run flat into the rack. So that doesn't help one bit. Check this 6 ball. Yeah, I don't. Well, I might be able to get the 6 if I billiard off of the 10. That might be a thing instead of trying to directly cut it. So play the 6. I'm going to try to billiard off of the 10. There we go. Didn't really get much off of that. That's for darn sure. That's not fair. Let's see here. I tried to kill the angle so much that way I can have a shot at the 10 ball. That's where the balls are going to go. So I don't know if the 11 can actually carom off of the 13 or not. I don't think it can. My other option is to maybe try to slice this 10 in. Oh, I thought I made it. So much for that. So what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only a 9. So that was a rough one. Yeah, the cat is literally sitting right at the garage door open. The open garage, the open door, and just kind of just looking in here. Not sure if he wants to come back in here or not. All right, let's try this one again. Let's go back to this break. Oh, crap. Oh, at least it's not a 0. All right, I'll take this. Because at least it's not a 0. All right, let's see. I don't know if y'all can hear the cat. I, I think he just knocked over something. I think I heard something fall. Oh, that's what I get for not paying attention. The shot's not there. Have to do a combo. All right, so that removes my 13 ball as a break ball, so I guess it's gonna maybe have to be the 9. Well, that was dumb. Maybe it has to be the 3 now. All right. Pretty sloppy rack, but hey, we made it to rack 2. All right. These kind of break shots I really do need to work on, though. So, like I said, I don't want to run flat into the rack like this because then I think the cue ball sticks. So, really, I want to be able to probably hit the second row if I can, and that'll hopefully allow my cue ball to come out into the open. Kind of like that. And then hopefully I'll deal with this later. So like right now, if you look and see, the 8 ball is a pretty good ball to where like after I peck off some of these open balls, I can try to use the 8 ball to open the rack back up. And it looks like I even have a dead combo right here with the 7-13 after I get the 5 out of the way. So I don't really want to play the 2. Well, maybe I do. If I play the 2, then I might be able to get shape on the 8 right now and just break it open. But not if I have the wrong angle, like this. This would not be smart. Like I could still shoot the 8 ball and try to hit the rail and come back out, but that just wouldn't be smart. So, but it looks like I at least have to play the 8. But I don't think I'm going to try to break the rack open. Or should I? Maybe I should play the 10 or the 4. Like Yeah, I'll play the 4. I said minimize my cue ball movement if I can. Let's see here. Gotta be careful if I want to get shape on the 5 or do I want to go all the way up for the 1? So decided on the 1. So that's kind of what I mean about, just how, I mean, look how the cue ball kind of just buried itself into the clutter there instead of opening it up. And that's because I drew into the clutter when I probably should have followed into the clutter. Because it's not like I wanted to blast the balls open. Because I don't want to have balls down here. So I hit it with the power that I did on purpose. But now, trying to be very careful. I can't even see. Yeah, I literally can't even see what I'm doing right now. Yeah. I deserve that. I can't see. Like I had a shot at the 9, but I couldn't see. 17, 21. All right. 14, 17, 21. So, not bad. So that's always that's probably the biggest thing that I have to really learn is how to send the cue ball into a clutter of balls to be able to quote unquote properly open them up. All right, that's kind of not bad. This looks like a wired combo, but of course I say that, and if I try it, I might miss. There we go. I hate it when I do that. Like I figured I can just run into any one of those, and I just happen to find the magical lane that goes right in between all of them. Okay, let's see here. How many of y'all do that in your 8-ball games? Right, you're trying to maneuver the cue ball to break out a clutter in 8-ball, and you just end up like your cue ball just rolls right on by it. Like I know I can't be the only one that does that. So I kind of developed some stuff by doing that. Kind of. Just really worried about that 3 ball right now. Well, not anymore. Don't get too flat. I need to come off this rail. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. I'm on the wrong side of the 12. And I really didn't want to hit that shot any harder than I did. If I'd have rolled maybe another 3 or 4 inches, I think that probably would have been enough. Maybe. Get a good look at it here in a second. Oh yeah, I'm way on the wrong side. Let's see here. How do I do this? Well, not like that. I thought I would hit the 6. I even put left spin on it so that way it hopefully dies off this angle or off that rail there. 6 ball right here. Been trying this a couple of times now. Figured I gotta eventually make it. Come on, cue ball! Oh, look at that! Come on! Like seriously, like that would be a highlight shot right there. That would be a total highlight shot right there. Because that's what it looks like. Either I don't know if I have to hit the 6 ball or hit the corner ball thicker, which I don't even know if it's possible because then the 4th row gets in the way, or if I have to throw more spin. But it almost looks like the cue ball can be the backup to knock it in, because I am throwing a boatload of inside spin, so that way I transfer the spin that I think I need in order to gear the ball over there. You can see I keep getting closer and closer to making it. Ooh, I almost missed that. Oh, Chris, that was dumb. How do you do that? Like, seriously, how do you do that? That's what I get for not paying attention. The 7 ball goes, but that window is a little too small for my comfort. Like I'm forcing myself into a corner to shoot this 7 ball. Come on, get position on the 6. There we go. And that opens that pocket up for me. That wasn't the smartest of decisions. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. And I overcut it, didn't I? Yep. Got the position, but I overcut the ball. That was not the smartest of decisions to do right there at the end. That's for sure. The idea was hopefully to get position for the 9 ball in the side pocket. That way I can just slightly draw back and be able to just have that natural back cut angle on the 1 ball. But I overdid it. I overdid it. Whoa. Oh my gosh. All right, that might be fatigue starting to settle in. Let's see here. Let's see how long that keeps up. Because in case y'all are wondering, what was it? What was it? Tuesday night? I think it was when I started filming the BK Rush jump break Q review. And I didn't finish it until Wednesday morning. So I didn't go to sleep until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, only to wake up at 6:30 to get ready for work because I had meetings. And then I had league Wednesday night and didn't get to bed till about 3 in the morning again. There we go. And then Thursday, I had to get up. I had a 6 o'clock meeting to get up for, so I didn't get much sleep Tuesday night, Wednesday night, And then last night, I didn't really get all that much sleep either. I actually wasn't sure if I was really going to live stream tonight, but the show must go on. Whew. Okay. That's only a 5. Whew. Come on, let's get one good run back in here. I should at least have one more good one left in me. Maybe the 40, like we were talking about earlier. Maybe. I hope so. All right. Let's see here. Now I'm starting to hit a little too extra soft. Wake up. I mean, nothing's really looking good right now as far as a break ball is concerned. This is ugly. All right. Well, what's the best way to do this? Come into the rack or go behind the rack? That's the question. What is really the best way to do this? Inside two railer or draw right into it? Well, I don't know if I chose right or not. Stop! 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 You're getting flat on the 9. Ah, goodness gracious. As y'all see, if I was like right here, perfect. Shoot the 9 in, bam. Good to go. Let me look at the 13, though. Nope, 13 ball is not wired. Ugh. One ball at a time? Maybe. Don't scratch. Golly. Never mind. I don't have a shot. Oh. 14 ball. Corner pocket. I can either maybe do a direct combo or I might get a lucky carom off the 15. Give me something. I'm like, now I'm hanging on for dear life in this rack. Might have a 6-7 combination, but I really want to get a decent angle on this 8 ball. Or the 15 ball might carom off of the 12. This is the fun. I've said this almost every time. Like, this is the fun part about straight pool. It's like when you do what you can. That was stupid. When you do what you can to try to keep the rack alive. And I'm doing everything I can to keep this rack alive. And the shots just get harder and harder. And then it ends there because this is not what I'm calling, even though that would have been awesome. So that ball doesn't count. 2, 4, 6. That was only a 7. Oh, goodness gracious. Actually, that was 7 into the next rack, so that's a 21, right? 2, 4, 6, 7. The next one doesn't count. So yeah, 21. I didn't realize I was in another rack. Unless, of course, I'm notorious for for getting scores wrong. But struggling, to me, struggling through a rack like that is a lot of fun. Okay, so I think I have like maybe 2 more attempts in me because we're coming up on 3 hours now. So a couple more attempts left in me. That's only a 4. Ah, lordy, 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 lordy. Okay. Let's see. I'll take it. Not like I have a choice. Oh, God. Yeah, I way overhit that. I'm supposed to have position on this ball for the side pocket, not the corner pocket. Whatever. All right. Ah, 2 ball, really? You just come right back, huh, 2 ball? Golly. You're destined to be married up next to that 1 ball. That's a little better. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Don't think I can hold it to where I'll have the back cut angle that I want on the 1 ball. And if I shoot it in the side, the cue ball goes this way, and I definitely don't have an angle. And I don't think the angle's there. I'm pretty sure I'm a little too flat, so I didn't reset the score, I guess. So there's that. So now we have 14. I think I'm a little flat on that one ball because I wanted to be straighter on that last shot. That way, hopefully, the cue ball is kind of closer to the rail. That should give me the necessary angle that I would need to slide into the rack. But now I might have to come up with something a little bit different. But let's have a look. Yeah, I have to come up with something. I can still slide into the rack, but it'll literally have no power. I have to try it. Maybe this. And of course, the worst thing that can happen to me. That's why you don't want to slide into the middle of the rack. I was hoping to hit this ball plus the ball that was on the outside. Now what do I do? Like, my goodness. Even if I were to try to cut the 7 in the side, I'm probably going to scratch. Like, I literally don't know what to do. Seven in the side. I don't even hit the 7. All right. I think this will be my last attempt. So let's hopefully make it a decent one. That's 15, right? I did make the break ball and got a bad break. That's at least that. And then reset. So yeah, we're going to make this one my last attempt for the night. And then I'll chit-chat with people for a bit if there's any questions, comments, or concerns. I actually have a tournament that I'm going to go play in tomorrow, 9-ball tournament. Well, that was unlucky. I'll go ahead and do another one because I'm just not going to end it that quickly. But that really tanks my average there by doing that. Am I down to it? Oh, I'm still at 11. Interesting. I figured that would have tanked it down to a 10. Talk about an unlucky roll. Like the spread was going to be really good, and then I get a bad billiard off of the spread to scratch like that. So I just don't hit it as hard. All right. Yep. All right. All right. I will try to give one more valiant effort. This is my stubbornness is starting to kick in. I don't know, because I would almost tend to think now that my tight cue ball movement is getting thrown out the window as the night goes on. and then I don't have a shot. 7-ball side pocket. All right. Decent recovery. Whew. That was a close one. That was almost really dumb. I thought it was a smart decision. Oh, my goodness. Do, 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 do. Oh, man. So, and I have to do that on purpose just so I can have this angle, which I don't even know if it's enough. Instead of just stopping the cue ball, stopping the cue ball would not have given me a good enough angle on the 9-ball to be able to continue. When ideally, I was hoping to be able to shoot that ball, that 14th ball, into the side pocket. And man, I have to probably blast the crap out of this just to have a chance at hitting the rack. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to draw into the rack. Coming from this angle, I might want to hit the rack from behind. But I don't want to get stuck on the back of the rack like I did last time either. thought I was gonna slide off the rack a little bit more than that. Ooh, this is not good at all. 13 ball doesn't go. The 7 doesn't go. Might try to, I guess, combo the 3. I even double hit the cue ball. Oh, all right. I think that's it for me tonight, everybody. That's 2. So that's 16. So what I will do now is I will count up all my attempts. Like I said, that's why I need to write my program to tell me how many attempts I've done. So 1. Oh, I think is it 27? Let me try it one more time. 1. 26. I did 26 attempts and ended up with a 37 for the night. So we have a new personal best for the story. Two more, plus 2. Oh my goodness. Whew. So hopefully next time I can do better. And then of course there will be nights where I don't do as good. Let's switch back to this. Oh man. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Edit. One more rack, one more rack, one more rack. But I think fatigue has set its way in. Yeah, I've been streaming just a little over 3 hours, and I don't think I want to do any more than that. 'Cause I remember when I used to, like when I was doing those bang time attempts, I think I was streaming for like 5 or 6 hours. Like that's how long I would go. That's how long I would go into the night. Oh man. But like I said, does anybody have any last minute questions? Seth White, yeah, you're still loving the Arcos too? Yeah, like it's pretty much my new ball set. I mean, I'm eventually going to do another giant 8-ball rack. 55 is next, and because of the Arcos 2, I actually have enough to do a 66. But first, I did 36, then I added another row, which made it 45. So then I add the next row to make it 55, and then I add the next row to make it 66. There probably is going to come a point where I can't do do it anymore because I'm on an 8-foot table, and I've only got so much real estate that I can actually that I could actually do. Oh, holy crap. Tim Hogan, you want me to do one more? Like, are you serious? Oh my gosh. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you want me to do one more. And I'll try to make it a valiant effort. Because I gotta please the viewers. Let me see some thumbs up in the chat if you want me to try to do one more. Nicholas Desidue, I'm just gonna go play. Like there's no real practice that I'll end up doing. I'll just go there. I mean, I'll obviously try to get there early when the doors open and practice a little bit before the Calcutta. But yeah, like once I'm done for the night, I'm probably just gonna pack it up and go and relax for the rest of the night. Like I said, I wasn't joking when like I'm literally between the last 3 days, I am probably literally running off of about 10 or 11 hours of sleep between the last 3 days. Crimson Tide, what's something straight pull has taught you that you didn't learn playing rotation or 8-ball? So I would have to think the biggest thing that you can learn out of straight pull is reading a clutter of balls. So when you when you sit, there's been a couple of times that that's happened on stream where like there won't be anything in the rack. Like say for example, I had something like this. Now, of course, I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to like replicate anything that I say, but you get the idea. Some of y'all have seen where I've tried to make either of these corner balls bank into the corner pockets. But being able to read this rack, like say for example, I got on my 14th ball like this, right? And there's nothing I can really do to try to force a breakout or anything. And so, like the one thing I can try to do is just stop the ball, and then I'm gonna call the 9 ball cross side pocket. And you can see I barely missed it, and then it ends up sometimes going in the 2 rails. It's a very common thing that actually occurs, especially in a 2-player game, because in a 2-player game, like let's just put it this way, like this is what you'd end up doing in a 2-player game. Like because like really you wouldn't do what I just did in a 2-player game. You would probably try to do this in a 1-player game because you're trying to do the high run. But in a 2-player game, you'd end up doing something like this. You play this, you play the ball, and then you end up doing something like this. Right? You open up the rack, but then look what your opponent's coming to, right? Your opponent can't do anything. So you have to end up trying to, as the opponent, you have to sit there and like, well, where's the safest place that I can hide the cue ball? And maybe try to do something like this. I don't know. And so the question becomes is like, did I bait my opponent enough to be able to take this shot on the 7 ball? But then every now and again, like what'll end up happening is like you can just get like, I don't know, just a stupid cluster of balls like this, and you're not sure what you can do, especially with where the cue ball's at. So you sit there, you start studying. So like, for example, I can see that the 10 and the 3 are kind of lined up right here at the point. But since I see that the 3 and the 10 are frozen together, if I hit the 2 pushes the 11, and the 3 or the 11 pushes the 3 that way. And since the 3 and the 10 are tied up, then you should have a frictional throw that should allow the 10 ball to go into the corner pocket. And I don't think I have to blast this. Right? And then I kind of break the rack open, and then I just keep on going. So a lot of times when you realize that you don't have shots or you don't have clear shots at a ball, the biggest thing you start to learn is how to read this, and then figure out how to make shots from there. I think that would be the biggest thing that straight pull has ever taught me, because sometimes I end up seeing stuff like that on my in an actual 8-ball game, to where like I'm just staring at a clutter of my solids or my stripes or whatever, and there might be a mixture of solids and stripes, but I can see that if I hit it a certain way, that every ball is going to carom off of one another a certain way, or they're going to combo off of each other a certain way, and something's going to go in. And I can actually, if I'm playing in BCA, I have to call what's going to happen, just like I have to call what's going to happen here. And if everything goes according to plan, then that's a really good feeling when the shot actually goes in. Let's see here. I got a couple of thumbs up. All right. One more time. Watch me miss the opening shot. Last and final attempt. All right, everybody. I'm not even going to put my glove back on. Of course, like I said, I was going to miss the opening shot. Did I call it or did I call it? Come on now. I called it. Oh my gosh. Golly, that's 2 in a row. All right, I'm going to go back to the side pocket break. So this is how much I try to please everybody. One more time. And if that doesn't convince you that I'm done for the night, then I don't know what does. Well, let's try this. Watch me miss this one. And I'm not trying to do this on purpose. There we go. Of course, I don't have a decent opener. I have to bridge over a ball. All right, let's try to string something together. Probably one of the more common things you'll see, since I don't have my gloves, I'll be using an open bridge on a lot of my shots now. Let's see here. 3 balls looking pretty juicy. Wouldn't y'all say? Really want to take that 2 ball out so I can get the 10, but that's a little too steep and requires a lot of cue ball movement. And we're still trying to keep our cue ball movement tight. At least trying to. Oh, man. 14 ball was supposed to be the ball that I used to get position on the 3. I mean, I think I can still do it, but this is not the angle I wanted on the 13. I wanted to be flat on the 13. Oh, that's it. I even ruined my break ball. So that's a 12, everybody. Oh my goodness. Not even worthy of putting the score down. Oh, okay. So, for those that made it this long, obviously, thank you so much. I see that there are 69 of you left. 70 as the numbers jump up and down. And 98 likes. I want to remind everybody that's been here since the beginning, when I end the stream, if you can just do me a favor and watch the video that is in the pinned comment. It is my product review of the Predator BK Rush break jump cue, and I am giving that cue away when that video gets at least 25,000 views, and I am not going to budge on that requirement. I budged on the last two, where the first time I did a product review with the giveaway, I wanted 30,000 views, and I didn't get it. I actually fell short by a couple of thousand, and I still gave the cue away. So on the next product review cue that I gave away, I asked for only 20,000, and I can actually look and see where that video review is at. That video, I haven't even gotten 10,000 views on that one, and I wanted to at least get 20,000 views. So that one didn't make it either. But with this one, for the value of what that cue is, both retailed and I would even say resale, I want that product review video to reach 25,000 views, and I will wait until it finally does. So every time I do a live stream, I'll be plugging it. So I ask that everybody watch it when this stream is over, and I also ask you to share it on any of your social medias, whether it be your Facebooks, your Instagrams, or whatever. And so that way, hopefully, other people start to watch it. And then, of course, that also helps me, because anybody that is not subscribed to my channel finds that video and realizes, holy crap, he's really giving away a Predator BK Rush break jump cue, and all I have to do is just like the video and comment and be a subscriber. Then that helps that helps my exposure to be able to grow and do more stuff like this, because I have to be able to at least sustain some sort of small profit off of doing this. I can't continue to take loss after loss after loss, because then I have to maybe come up with a different way of being able to do giveaways. So if you would please, like I said, try to watch the video and watch it multiple times from time to time if you have the opportunity, but at the very least, share it. And then I want to remind everybody that I am currently sitting at 74,046 subscribers, and I have a 75,000 subscriber milestone. So when I get to 75,000 subscribers, I have a complete poison package put together to give away, which is a 2x... Ow, something's in my eye. Which is a 2x4 poison hard case, a poison break jump cue. I think it's the VX5 gray and green one, with a poison arsenic playing cue, along with a poison glove and a tube of Predator chalk. That will be given away in some sort of celebration video. I don't know if it's just going to be like a 75,000 subscriber celebration video, or maybe I'll tie it into a another lesson video like I've done some of my other giveaways before. But yeah, I mean, the channel is growing. I am already trying to think about what I'm going to do if I ever hit 100,000, and I can actually get that select play button to put somewhere in here to show everybody, look at me, look what I did. I finally broke 100,000. I think that would just be so freaking cool. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I've been loving every minute of it. Even videos that don't do so well. I enjoy making them, and I enjoy posting them, and they're always going to be there. So, but yeah, like I said, I think that's pretty much going to be it for the night. Like I said, I want to thank everybody for being here. Those that have been here from the beginning, those that are just now jumping in. If you basically missed the live stream, I do apologize. If you weren't notified that I was actually live streaming, this is where I would encourage you that if you went to my YouTube channel, be sure to click the bell notification icon and change it from personalized to all. Because I have learned that there is a YouTube bug out there, because there are certain channels that I'm subscribed to. Sharavari and Dr. Dave are examples of channels that I'm subscribed to, but I don't ever get notified. I used to never get notified that they publish new videos until I checked the bell icon, or clicked the bell icon, because if you go to certain channels, I don't know if it'll happen on all of them or how many of y'all actually experience this, but how many of y'all actually go to a channel that you know you're subscribed to, but the subscribe button is still red, like you never clicked on it, right? So you go to their YouTube channel homepage and it still says red, But if you refresh the screen, then it changes to gray and it tells you that you're subscribed. If any of y'all have ever experienced that, those are the specific channels that you really need to make sure that you click the bell notification icon and change it from personalized to all. That is some sort of YouTube bug. Don't know when they're going to fix it. I'm pretty sure people have notified them over and over again. But when you do that, anytime new videos, community posts, live stream stories, anything new that that YouTuber does, you will get a notification, whether it's on your phone or on your computer or whatever. You will be notified that they are doing something. So if I'm one of them, if you go and look at my YouTube homepage and it says the red subscribe button, if you refresh the page or just refresh on your mobile device and it changed from subscribe to subscribed and it's grayed out, be sure to click the bell notification icon and change it from personalized to all. That way you'll get notified anytime I publish new videos or anytime that I go live. Chris G, you're asking, what's my opinion on the difference between a skill level 5, a skill level 6, and a skill level 7? Well, I would have to say I guess it really depends, right? Because like I'm a 7 in at least in 8-ball, but a 7 for me might not be a 7 in like Houston or San Antonio. Like if I actually lived in Houston or San Antonio and played in the APA league there, because they're more populated with players, like I might actually be like a 6. Actually, like APA skill levels are highly driven by the population of the players that are in the league, and they don't really transfer from like county to county or state to state or whatever. But let me try to answer that question in general. So they all three skill levels know how to shoot. They know how to use side spin, but obviously one skill level is more accurate than the other. Like a skill level 6 will run more balls than a skill level 5, and a skill level 7 will run more balls than a skill level 6, etc., etc. But the other thing is, like, once you get into the 6 and 7 realm as well, I would tend to think that more strategy starts to like they're more strategic when they play. If you've seen any of my recent APA review videos, I've always talked about how where if you look at a layout, and I don't even care what skill level you are, if you look at a layout, you can honestly say to yourself, "Yeah, I'm not running this rack." Like there's no way you're clearing the table. Like you can see because you know you don't have the skill set, you can't see the pattern, whatever the reason is. But you end up saying to yourself, "But I can make 5 balls." Right? I can make 5 out of my 7. I just don't know what I'm going to do with the last 2. Skill level 5s will tend to run those 5 balls, right? And then not know what to do with their last 2. And so either hopefully they'll have a shot to where they can probably open them up or something, like, they'll just at least make a legal hit and open them up. But the problem is that if their other skill level 5, or if they're playing a skill level 6, if their opponent is smart enough, and this is what I teach this is what I teach my teammates. It doesn't matter what their skill level is, even though sometimes they don't listen, because like you always have that notion of when you get to the table, you just want to run, make balls and just run out, because it's always more impressive to do that. But if you're in that scenario where you have 1 ball left or 2 balls left, or you're just on the 8 ball and you didn't have a shot, or you failed to make it, more times than not, you would actually you should actually lose the rack. Because if you're playing up against at least a smart player that knows what they're doing, they're going to say to themselves, I can't run the balls that I have, so I'm going to peck off a ball here and there, kind of like doing the straight pull method or whatever, and then play some sort of a defensive shot, because the person that missed, that basically gave the opponent that gave them the table, now has to wait for an opportunity for their opponent to mess up so badly that they have a shot at the ball that they're chasing, whether it's their last object ball or whether it's the 8 ball. They have, when you're in that position, you've completely lost control of the rack. And the only reason why you end up winning the rack is because you got lucky. But if you're a smarter player, which technically more times than not, the 6s and 7s tend to be smarter players. Doesn't always happen, but more times than not that it is. The fives and belows sometimes don't think of that. They'll, like I said, they'll just run, and then when they realize they can't do anything else, that's when they'll play their safety, and that's usually where I bridge the gap between the skill levels, because clearly you can say that if a 4 makes more balls consistently than a 3, a 5 makes more balls consistently than a 4, like that's obvious, right? But as you get higher up into the skill levels, what really starts to separate them is going to be the strategy at which they play. And sometimes it doesn't work. Like I've seen 7s that don't really implement good strategies. I've seen 6s that don't implement, and I should say good strategies in my opinion, right? Because depending upon your opponent, sometimes it's okay to play that kind of strategy, to where like you're okay with chasing after the last ball because you're taking the gamble that your opponent's not going to run out, right? They're going to clear off whatever it is that they're going to clear off, but they're not going to be able to run out. And then whenever they miss whatever ball that they're on, since there's less balls on the table, you'll have some sort of shot at your last ball. Like that would probably be the best way that I would know how to answer like the difference between 5s, 6s, and 7s. Like I said, clearly, the higher the skill level, the more consistent that they are at making the balls. But sometimes the higher the skill level, the more strategic the player starts to become. And like I said, if there are times where like the higher skill level player will want to run the balls, they'll go ahead and try to do so. But otherwise, they'll just run a ball or two, improve the position of a ball that they know that's in trouble, allow their opponent to come to the table, and with the gamble that they're not going to get out either, because they've left a lot of their balls on the table that their opponent has to maneuver around. And if the gamble was good, then you start getting into a real strategic battle of, let's see how many people who can run their balls and play safe, or just run out, or whatever. That's really the best way I know how to answer that. Let's see here. FKLA 1888. Good evening from Ireland. Holy cow, man! Thanks for coming by the stream. I'm sorry you caught the tail end of it. I'm about to log off here. Have I ever played British pool? No. I don't know what that is. It's what you play, and it's very different from my pool. Well, this is straight pool. So I mean, like, I know, like, over in the UK and stuff, y'all, there's a set of games that they play over here, and then we have this, which is called American pool, or whatever, because we have 8-ball, 9-ball, and 10-ball. I know over there you have like uh, Russian pyramid. There's English 8. Is English 8-ball and British pool the same thing? Is it basically like a set of like a set of one color balls and a set of another color balls, and then the 8-ball? Is that, when you say British pool, is that the same thing as English pool, or is it completely different from that? I, the short answer is no. I've never played British pool. So, like I said, thanks once again, everybody, for being here. I can see that the viewers are starting to drop off here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for the night. Like I said, please watch the video that is in the pinned comment, and of course, please share it. Have yourself a good night.